All right, let's restart this.
We'll read from paragraph 2. I'll read it. And then that will get us back one. All right, so it's right here. Thomas put both his passion and hometown knowledge to use September 4th, 1957. He knew the layout of the campus, and that morning he dressed in an everyday plaid shirt for work. He planned to blend in with the crowd, unlike the suit and tie newsmen from the big cities. And unlike many of the photographers, he hoped to take their time and get one perfect shot. Counts had a different strategy. He figured the more photos he shot, the more likely he'd get the ideal photograph. It was a matter of improving his odds. So who wants to read this? Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you said it. Exposures. Yeah, Nikon. It's just a type of camera. Cool.
When the crowd of protesters confronted Elizabeth Eckford with threats and jeers, Counts was ready. He managed to get in front of the crowd. He had a wide-angle lens to get the shot he wanted. Elizabeth against a backdrop of angry people, but the crowd kept pressing forward, making it difficult for Counts to get any pictures, let alone a good one. He had to run backward awkwardly, backward awkwardly trying to avoid tripping to stay in front of the mob. Click. Counts had snapped a high-quality technically sound picture that much he knew, but Counts. Wait, should somebody else read this? But Counts.
Just finish it up. Counts had no idea.
Counts had no idea that a single photograph would become a magnifying glass for race relations in the United States.
Yeah, that's it. Let's read that.
I'll read.
All right.
For him, it was community journalism, even though it was a national story, said Jim Kelly, an Indiana University professor who knew Counts. He wasn't there as a stranger. I don't know that he knew those two women, but he knew the situation. He knew what it was like to go to a segregated school. Do I say read?
Want to make it? Just that one little paragraph. The photo helped.
Photo helped his career. The Associated Press named it one of the top 100 photographs of the 20th century. Counts was nominated for the
Pulitzer Prize.
Pulitzer Prize, the highest award in American journalism, for photographs he took during the Central High conference.
Counts took another photo later that also made international news. Alex Wilson, an African-American journalist, was attacked outside Central High by a man building a brick. Counts snapped a photo, and the image of Wilson beaten is among those that prompted national leaders to take action. Years later, the photo was selected by
Encyclopedia Britannica.
As one of the world's 50 most memorable news photos of the preceding 50 years.
Nice. Who wants to read this?
Counts took a different path with his photography after college at Central High. After working as a photographer for the Associated Press, he joined the journalism faculty at Indiana University, where he earned a PhD
Okay. Nice. I'll read this one. Through the years, Counts never stopped thinking about Elizabeth Eckford and Hazel Bryan. His most famous work would be the photos of the conflict in Little Rock and of the reconciliation of the two women many years later. He documented their meeting in the book A Life is More Than a Moment, The Desegregation of Little Rock Central High. So want to do the last one?
I will.
Okay. Last one. We'll end after this.
On the 40th anniversary of the Little Rock crisis, a what's that saying? Yeah.
Reconciliation.
Reconciliation celebration was planned to show the world that Little Rock's citizens had moved forward peacefully and had learned to cooperate and accept one other. President Bill Clinton would hold open the school doors while the 9 former students, now adults, entered Central High School.
Okay. So yeah, now let's start working through these questions. The first one is saying, what is the gist of what you read? So just think about some of the main ideas in that little chapter there. A lot of it is about the photographer. So just think about, like, what did we learn about the photographer? What did he say about his photos? How valuable they are? It's just
Like 3 cents.
so try to get a few sentences down. That's just like the main ideas. Once you get to question 2, I want you to go to page 32. And this whole chapter is about the photographer. And on page 32, he says, it was always about journalism. We talk about cameras, lenses, and film, but it's primarily about getting the story right. So just think about, like, why do you think the photographer, a guy who, you know, only thinks about lenses and film and cameras, is saying, I actually don't care about that stuff. I care about getting the story right. So what is he trying to say? That's what question 2 is asking. So look at 32, and you can also look at the photo on 32 and think about, like, what story is he trying